On our previous videos, we visited Toronto, Canada, enjoyed the Niagara Falls, and passed by the 1,000 islands of the St. Lawrence River. Today, the road takes us north towards Ottawa, Canada's capital, where we will explore Parliament Hill and the Peace Tower, see the Rideau Canal locks in action, eat some local delicacies at the Byward market, and much more. So stay tuned. Road Nomad is next. Hello everybody and welcome to another great adventure. After a little over 2 hours, we arrive at Ottawa. Our hotel, the Capitol Hill, on Albert Street. We wake up to this rainy morning. My parents got the balcony, and we got this great view of the office next door and this guy who we have aptly named Captain Picard.
Captain Picard.
It is an old hotel, but boy is it well located, a mere 2 blocks away from Parliament Hill. First thing in the morning we've bought umbrellas because it looks like the weather is not going to cooperate. We pass by this Spark Street, which is pedestrian only, and right there is the Parliament Hill. There's a bit of construction going on. Here's the Centennial Flame, which commemorates the 100th anniversary of the Canadian Confederation. The building is Centre Block, the main building of the Canadian Parliament, and the Peace Tower. We go inside the building and take the elevator to the top. The view is spectacular, even on this rainy day. We see the Notre Dame Cathedral, the American Embassy, and the Chateau Laurier, and the Museum of Civilization on the other side of the Ottawa River. Going back down, we see the Bells Carillon, which is used to play melodies on special occasions. We also visit the Memorial Chamber. There are several books of remembrance, which list the names of the Canadian soldiers who died in the many world wars. Ko lang. We are going back out under a pretty heavy downpour. The tourists, they don't seem to mind much, nor do we. Umbrellas everywhere. We pass once again by the Centennial Flame. We're going back to the hotel to pick up my parents and Brian so we can get them some umbrellas and continue exploring. We walk a little bit on Spark Street under the rain. We see a statue of Terry Fox, a famous Canadian amputee athlete. And we are back by Parliament Hill. This statue belongs to Henry Albert Harper, a notorious Canadian journalist and public servant.
¿Qué cosa, Robin?
El Chateau Laurier, vamos después ahora.
Ah, bueno, los 4 jinetes del apocalipsis.
On the side of Centre Hall, there's a statue of Queen Elizabeth II on horseback. I guess the Canadian birds don't really care much for Her Majesty. We walk along all the statues, which are behind the Parliament building by the river. The Ottawa River divides the city into Ottawa, in the province of Ontario, and Gatineau, in the Quebec province. Quebec is also known as French Canada. Is it Quebec or Quebec? I don't know. We are on the Ottawa side, on the Ontario side. This round structure is the library, which luckily was the only surviving building from the fire of 1916, which, by the way, consumed the entire center block. The rain is too much for my parents, so they're gonna stay at the hotel, and we continue on our own. We walk to the Canadian tomb of the unknown soldier. It holds the remains of an unidentified Canadian soldier who died in France during World War I. One cool thing about Ottawa is that they have guides waiting around all these monuments to give you information. I think it's a great idea, and I guess that's their solution to unemployment. Next, we pass by the Rideau Canal, which has this system of locks to compensate for the difference in water levels. There is a small boat coming up, so we get to see how it works. First, they close the locks behind the boat. Then they fill up this water compartment with water from the next compartment coming up until the water levels are equalized. Then they open the next lock and off we go to do it all over again. Pretty cool. This ancient canal is the oldest one in North America, dating back to 1832, and it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. All this mechanism is still operated by hand. It was our original intention to take this boat tour of the canal, but there was no one else, probably because of the bad weather, so they canceled the tour. It is disappointing, but what can you do? Here's the famous Chateau Laurier, which we will visit later. But we are getting kind of hungry, so we pass by the Byward market, which is this area around the original market building with farmer markets, cafes, boutiques, restaurants, pubs. They have these stalls selling all kinds of goods. This one specialized in stuff made with maple syrup. This is a famous maple syrup candy in Ottawa. Cheers. And now it is time to try the beaver tail. It's a beaver tail. Yeah, I did burn my tongue back there, but it was good. The beaver tail is a fried pastry topped with different condiments, which originated right here in Ottawa. Next, we go inside the market to see what they have. The highlight, apparently, is the Obama cookies. These people love Obama. Apparently, he caused a sensation here when he visited Ottawa, ate a beaver tail, and, well, the rest is history. They have all kinds of pastries and tasty-looking food, but it looks like we are past the lunch hour rush, so we decide to continue exploring. Besides, we are already kind of full from the maple syrup treat and the beaver tail. We end up having some wine and Quebec cheeses at this place called Vineyards. Very nice. We see the Notre Dame Cathedral as we continue walking around this pretty neighborhood. We encountered the famous sculpture MAMAN by Louis Bourgeois, which belongs to the National Gallery of Canada. Behind it, we see the Notre Dame Cathedral Basilica. The steeples are covered in tin, which I hear is typical of French-Canadian churches. As I said before, the sculpture belongs to the National Gallery, which we can see in the background. National Gallery of Canada. This ugly building is the United States Embassy, located on Mackenzie Avenue. Maybe we should hire better architects. I'm just saying. We pass once again by the famous Chateau Laurier, which is a hotel built in the early 20th century. The interior, while pretty and very tasteful and classy, it's really nothing to write home about. We head back to our hotel. We've been walking all day under the rain and we are tired, so we're gonna call our night. In the morning, we take out the car and decide to drive around Ottawa a little bit before leaving. It is such a beautiful day. We wish we'd had this kind of weather yesterday, but c'est la vie. We drive on Albert Street, make a right on Kent, and then another right on Wellington Street, so we can take one last look at Parliament Hill. There are some people on strike, don't know why. And there it is, the center hall with the Peace Tower. In front of us, the Chateau Laurier. We make a left in order to take the bridge across the river. To our left, the back of the American Embassy, and to our right, the Notre Dame Cathedral. We see the National Gallery again as we turn left one more time. We cross the Ottawa River, and as we do that, we are now in the province of Quebec, or Quebec in French, at the Museum of Civilization to our left. Let's have a look, shall we? First, we are treated to this great view of Parliament Hill and downtown Ottawa on the other side of the river. The museum was designed by Canadian Aboriginal architect Douglas Cardinal. The curvilinear design reflects the landscape around it, and everything in the building symbolizes a feature of the land before civilization took over. They have also this Japanese Zen garden. Very nice, very peaceful.
September 22, 1985.
The cascading fountain perhaps evokes the Rideau Canal, but I don't know. Well, it's almost time to go. Let's go inside for 1 second to take care of business and see the Grand Hall. And off we go towards Montreal. On our next video, we visit the city of Montreal, and you are in for a treat, because Montreal is awesome. So much to see and so little time. We're going to cross into the province of Quebec, which in reality it's another country within Canada. The official language is French, and although many people are bilingual, all the signs by law must be in French. But that will be our next video, so stay tuned. Do subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of it. As always, thank you for watching and see you on the road. Bye now.